I think you can still hear it in the background. I have a 30-second delay. So, oh my gosh, you can hear me. Hold on 1 second, because that's not going to work. You're going to hear double me. Okay. Okay, so hi. Okay, so Jerry's here and Elise is here. Ashley's here. Yes, thanks for showing up, you guys. I want to say hi to Jerry. Super excited to have you here. Yes, this is my live show, and yes, it's only number 2, so that means I'm going to screw up. There is no two ways about it. I've already screwed up already, but at least I got Ashley on the chat. So Ashley is my partner in crime. We own SullivanJPhotography.com, and we mentor photographers. I wanted to start this macro chat live show because truthfully, I love to get inspiration. I love macro photography, obviously. I love landscape too, but I see landscape all the time. I see portraiture all the time. I see shows about how to use Photoshop, Nick, and all that. But I was searching for a macro live chat and there was nothing. So I said, okay, what the hell? I'm going to do it, even though I don't like to be in front of the camera. I like to be behind the camera. But it is definitely something that I really love. And Ashley and I talked about it, and we're jumping the bandwagon. So she's behind the scenes. I can see YouTube, but I can't see Facebook. Unfortunately, I have this new program that I'm using, and I'm still fairly new, and it's supposed to be streaming YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So Ashley, if there's something going on Facebook, ping me on the, if I need to actually. Oh, it says Luke is typing to Grandma. Luke, Ashley owns twins. My daughter owns twins. So some of you guys know about, you've seen my babies. But anyways, this is called Macro Chat Live. And again, I wanted to get something out to everyone with focused on macro photography. And so thank you, ladies, for being here. And I know I have a couple other friends that are going to jump on the bandwagon, and I appreciate it. So we have a great show coming up, of course, because I love macro photography, and I'm sure you guys do too. That's why you're here. What we do is we talk about equipment and tools here, and we critique, very short critiques, but I think the critiques are good because even though these people have went ahead and dived in and gave us their images, it will help everyone. The images that we have today are absolutely gorgeous, beautiful images. And Elise is one of them. So thank you from Ireland. She's actually up late. I think it's 9 o'clock over there. I'm not sure where you're at in Ireland. Oh yeah, she's at, I think County Kerry is where my family's from, and you're Cork. That's right, she's from Cork. So thank you for being here. I just want to let you guys know I am a one-man band when it comes to doing this technology-wise, and it seems like I'm a little blurry. I got a new camera, so every time I have a new live show, I'm going to do something different that will improve the show. So since it's number 2, it's probably going to have a lot of screw-ups, but I have 2 cameras going. I have one here and one over here, and hopefully, I don't know why, but I've seen blurry. Unfortunately, I had problems with the way the actual image or the video was showing on the so actually sorry, Ashley's distracted me. So I had to distort because I'm a Mac, I had to make my screens 1280 by 720, which I totally hate. It looks like crap. So when you see the critiqued images, I want you guys to know that these images are actually very beautiful. They're just not going to show up that good on the stream because for some reason I had to fix because it's a Mac and it wasn't working properly. So Just wanted to let you guys know on that. And I do have a checkoff. Oops, sorry. I do have a checkoff list. Last time I wrote show notes, you guys, and I didn't even use them. And I was like, oops, I forgot to talk about that. So I am on a delay. So if you guys have questions, then obviously it's going to take a little while, but I will definitely answer them. So we will talk about the equipment and tools. I'm going to do that right now, and then we'll get into the critiques. And of course, there'll be question and Q&As. And let's get on. I'm excited to talk about these things. And oh, if you guys could share this, because it's such a baby live show, but people that love macro need to jump on because it's so much fun to talk about macro. So let's go ahead and get on to equipment. Okay, here we go. You like my little intro? I worked hard on that. Okay, so two things that I want to talk about. The first thing I want to share, over here. Oops, I'm dropping stuff. That's me. This is called, and I'm going to give you guys, I think I have a link to it. Let me look over, and it is a reflector, but let me get that going because I do have it. I'll share the other screen, and we will pull that baby over here because I actually changed. I was going to show something different, and I actually changed the equipment piece because I feel that it's going to help the actual people that we are talking, the images that we were talking about today. I think it's just going to make things easier. So let me get over to the right screen, and let's see if you guys can see it. Yeah, it's working. But I'm going to change into the old camera. Let's see. Now you can see me. Yay! See, this is my second camera. So let's go ahead and look at this. I had to be careful. I did an unboxing with this. And, oh, that's really bright, huh, you guys? Okay, well, if there's problems, let me know. So this is a teeny little reflector. See? It's called Impact. And here it is at B&H. And it's only $8.95. So, man, talk about a deal. Okay, so last time it almost hit me. So what it is, this is actually gold. It's hard for you guys to see, I know. But this is gold and this is white. And so you could bounce light onto this to make things. I don't even know if it's, look, here's my face, okay? So here, will help when you need extra light. And Elise is from Ireland. She needs extra light. So this is for you, sweetie. I totally thought about you. So, and it's cheap. And since we're macro photographers, I'm going to talk a little bit on how to use it, though, when we critique your image. But since we're macro photographers, you don't need crazy big stuff. Now, I don't know if can you see over here, right here, this little thing? That is a big one. And truthfully, I do use that. But it is, Kevin holds it. So it's huge. And I'm not going to take out all this equipment when I go out. So either I use it, and what it does is there's a see-through, so the sun comes through. It comes through and then go, kind of like if it was a cloudy day. So that one is big. I'm sure you can get a translucent small one, but I use this all the time. See, it just folds right back in. Super easy. And there you go. As easy as that. Under $10, but I don't know. I don't know. B&H is over here in New York, so I don't know how much it would be. But you could still look for it over in Ireland. They probably have something over there. Let's go ahead and go to the next thing that I want to talk about, and this is a tool. So I love software. I'm a software junkie. So let's go ahead and talk about Nick. Yes, Nick is gone. Let me switch the camera. So Nick is a program that I did love, and if you haven't used it, then no biggie, because basically you can still use it now, but they're not going to update it. And what it was is a software program where you just pretty much put points and you can change things up. You can change the color, you can change the light, the dark. And truthfully, nowadays, the only thing I'll miss is that Silver Effects Pro. That's really amazing. But truthfully, now the masking is just amazing. Topaz, it has a great masking program on one, and even Photoshop. That last critique that I showed you guys, or from the last live chat, that was from Photoshop, and so they're really focusing on masking. And really, back when Nick first started, truthfully, masking was just horrible, and you couldn't get what you wanted for art and creation and pushing your creativity. So even though I'm sad because everything, you get used to these softwares and you're pretty much always, you got it down and then it leaves. But a new one comes, and now I'm on Luminar, I think it is. Luminar, it's Mac Fun. They're a lot of fun. I've been having fun with them too. So we'll talk about that. But they're gone pretty much. So use them as much as you can and have fun with it. And they won't be updating any longer. And if you haven't heard about this, then I'm surprised, because it is definitely something that everybody's talking about. So sorry, goodbye, Nick. So if you don't have any questions on this, because we will talk a little bit about this, and Nick, then say hello, everyone, in the chat, so I know you're here. I see that there's 6 watching, but I don't know who else is watching, so I'd love for you guys to say hello. This live chat basically will go as long as it takes. I probably won't go over an hour. Last live chat was about 40 minutes. But I do want to, before we get into the critique, I want to get into some information, because I got a lot of stuff going on here. Sorry, guys. Hold on. So the macro chat, I just want to let you guys know, is every other Thursday, because the following Thursday I do a deep dive video, and that's when people have asked me questions that need a little bit more than just this live chat. So that will be next Thursday. Well, the following Thursday, I'm going to cancel the show. I have a lot of stuff going on with some family and stuff, and we're going to have a lot of fun photographing and doing some stuff on the boat. But that's going to happen because it's a live show. So we will not be back to the next live chat until, Ashley's saying I'm frozen. It might be her, though. Does anybody else see that I'm frozen? Because she might be having a bad reception. So if you could let me know, that would be great. I'll just keep going until I hear from you guys to see, because Ashley might have a bad reception. But what I was saying was that we will come back to the next live chat on July 6th at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm excited to announce that I'm going to have my first macro. She's really more of a close-up photographer. So I'm going to have my first guest. I plan on having guests throughout the year. I have a couple of people lined up, but okay, Jerry says not for her. So Ashley, it's just your internet. Thanks, Jerry, for letting me know. So yes, I'm excited. We're going to have our first person here, and her work is absolutely beautiful. So she'll be coming on and talking about her equipment, talking about her processing and all kinds of stuff that she does for her macro photography. So that is something I wanted to definitely let you know that that's coming soon. And is there anything else? I want you guys to know that if you want your images critiqued, I would love for you to go to sullivanjphotography.com. Macro Live is here, and that's where you can submit your images. You can get the link to the Facebook. We have a private Facebook, and that is really where I hang out. So definitely, if you're not into Facebook, then I just went ahead and did a page so you guys can submit your images there. And then there's also a Q&A thing there if you want to ask questions, and I can always answer those for sure. So again, this is about macro photography, even though I do love landscape photography and macro too, with a variety of macro, but I am a fine art photographer, so that's why I'm really crazy about software. I really enjoy it. So I think those are it, because we can go right into the critique. I'm going to move some stuff around so I can get ready for our first critique. And I just want to make sure I don't screw things up. See, I already did, because it went onto the wrong screen. I will get things going. I thought it was good. Nope, still. Just to let you guys know, I did a behind the scenes on Facebook. I told basically the people on Facebook that I didn't know if it was going to work or not. So Ashley, if you get a chance, can you just send me a message and let me know if it's actually on? I'm kind of curious. And if there's somebody asking questions, you'll have to send me a message on the phone or something, because I can't see Facebook at all, which is a bummer. I got to figure that one out. Okay, so we are ready to dive into the critique. Oh, it showed. Sorry. I thought it was going to go right over to Lightroom. Oh, wait. Let's go over to this second window. Hey, William. Yay! Nice to see you. William had the amazing bug image last live chat. Oh my gosh, his work is so gorgeous. And he, just to give you a little background, I just love all of you guys that show up. So Jerry does a lot of fine art. Elise is amazing. We're going to talk about her, so we'll talk about her in a second. And then William does some great bug images. And so he's a great photographer, just like Jerry, but he wants to push his creativity. So that's why he's hanging out with me. We're working together so he can put a little spin onto those amazing bug images. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into this screen, which is Lightroom. And let me make sure I got this right. Yes, I am right. Okay, we'll get rid of the critique. I've already talked to you guys on how to critique, so let's get rid of that baby. And then let me change my camera. And you guys can see me here, because we are going to work here now. I'll look occasionally at the chat, and I'm going to I use a tablet. Once you go tablet, you never go back. All right, so I have notes, because last time I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. I don't know how to do this. This is something totally new, you guys, and I have a feeling that I'm super bright over here, but I'll watch the replay and see what's going on. So, okay, look at how beautiful. This is one of my favorite things to shoot, is poppies. So when Elise brought this in, we have also another Facebook group. It's purely macro, and it's over 1,000 people, and it's a great group. Ashley, I think I might have given you that link, if you could throw that in there. William blush. It's true, you guys. So yeah, we have a great group over there also. So I have two groups. It's the SullivanJPhotography.com or Facebook, SullivanJPhotography/group/ is that how it works? No, it's Facebook. Sorry, you guys. Facebook.com/group/SullivanJPhotography. And that is for this show. That's to hang out, submit your images, ask questions, and all that kind of stuff. Then I have a professional macro photography group, and that's one's over 1,000, and that one's thriving, and people are sharing all over. So if you're like me and some of the people that are here today that love macro photography, then jump over there because it is a lot of fun, and Elise really rocks it over there. So that's what this image right here is, a poppy that she had put up on that private group. And I'm going to read to you. First, don't be nervous. She says she's nervous. And I think a lot of people, yes, I understand that, being nervous is definitely because it's understandable, especially if you haven't had your work critiqued before. But I promise I'm not like any of my professors that just rip you up and shred you up, because it's not that at all. What it is just taking the images or the image that you really want me to talk about. That's why I asked you, like, what did you need help with? Because this is a really fast critique, to tell you the truth, because I have mentors that work with me, and those are actually an hour. They get 5 images, and I'm pretty much on with them live for 5 hours. So I promise it will be very easy, and it won't hurt a bit. So she was very thorough on everything that she asked for. So I appreciate all that information, because that really does help me a lot. So what she says, here's my California puppy. Yes, I love California puppies. As I mentioned in the group, I find florals difficult, and many people do. We'll talk about that. I really have to work the angles until I'm happy with them. I know practice makes perfect, but I really would like to improve this area. I really like clean edges and shallow depth of field in floral macros. If you guys don't know what depth of field means, that means how much is in focus. And shallow means that there's not as much in focus. She likes also a touch of minimalism. However, faced with a flower, I go blank and struggle. Hold on, I gotta flip the page. Have to laugh at myself. She says, oh wait, hold on. I'll tell you, man. Ashley goes, Mom, you got to practice reading their stuff because I butcher it. It says, however, faced with the flower, I go blank and struggle to become enthusiastic. I adore the bugs and water drops that I shoot, and I feel pretty competent in those areas. And you're definitely, and you have a good eye for flowers, because this is gorgeous. I love your composition. So she said, okay, this is what she says too. She says, I'm an amateur photographer in Southern Ireland with a massive passion for macro. So I just want to let you know she's not an amateur. I have a hard time, people think that you have to make all this money to be a professional. And I think differently. Elise this girl puts out so much work that she is not an amateur. With the equipment that she has, she is not an amateur. To me, an amateur is somebody that doesn't understand their equipment and doesn't push themselves and keep creating, or have just barely put the camera to their eyes and is just beginning to learn. So that's an amateur, and an amateur is not a bad thing at all. I get excited when I talk to people that have just bought a camera and they're so excited about macro or landscape photography. But I just wanted to let you know, Elise, you're not an amateur at all. I had to let you know that. She is a self-taught photographer and has had no formal training, which is even amazing because she's trained herself. This is a passionate woman. So she says, light is an issue here, so I struggle. I also, she struggles to expose adequately at times. And we've been to Ireland, and yes, I understand sometimes it could be an issue. That's why I brought on this guy right here, because this is going to help you. But I'm going to read on. She doesn't use Photoshop, and she uses a free editing program, which allows her to make small edits. So because of that, no problem. But because of that, you really have to get what you want in that camera, because you're not going to be able to take it home and manipulate. So that's good, because you're going to really focus. You're going to look at your shot and you're going to know, okay, I'm going to have to change things up because there's no way I'm going to fix it later on. Let's see, what else does she say? I shoot in neutral color mode. It depends. Oh, the deepened low level tones only. Post processing if needed. That's really about it on her editing. So on this photograph, she used a Canon PowerShot SX24 240HS, and that has a stabilizer in it, and I think that's why. We'll see this. Okay, hold on. I was jumping the gun. Her lens is an LBS Macro 50. She says, all of my macros are handheld. Kudos to you. I don't think I could do it. She says she doesn't use a tripod. And if you guys go into that if you go into that professional macro group, you'll see her work and you're gonna like, whoa, I can't believe she doesn't have a tripod. She says, if I'm having a very shaky day, I use a small Gorilla Pod that I wrap around my wrist to stabilize my camera and to reduce the camera shake. I mean, that's awesome. I was so shocked to read this. I thought, oh my gosh, she does so well. So, okay, what she has here is an f-stop of 5.6. Her shutter speed is 1/250th. Her ISO is 100, and she's on manual mode. She did not use any digital zoom, which is good because sometimes that digital zoom makes it even more blurry. She didn't use a flash. She used natural light here. She goes, the poppy was shot in the late afternoon. I wanted it to look elegant. I liked the shadowing on the poppy and wanted to preserve the detail in the shot. I was faced into the sun shooting this. I like the sharp petal line of the foreground with the rest drifting into bokeh, which is gorgeous. I'm also a huge fan, again, of shallow depth of field and continually trying to use this in an artistic and pleasing manner to enhance my floral macros. This angle was pleasing to her eye, and so she often shoots in a diagonal. And she says that's about it. And I really appreciate all of that information because that really helps me know where you're coming from. So let's talk about flower photography. Yeah, flower photography has a couple things that, especially when you start getting in close. It has a lot of depth unless you're doing a daisy. This is a poppy. The poppy definitely has the way the flower is, that comes up and then deep inside. So that will definitely give you problems. I think that when you use something like this, there's two reasons why I feel that you should benefit with this. And one is it's going to give you more light on your subject. And I think that if you used a higher depth of field, then you could probably have gotten, let's get over here. Let's see if we can get my pen working. Where's my mouse? There it is. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I think that this is the area that she's talking about, that it is sharp and just in this small location. I think it would probably be a little bit sharper if you bumped up your ISO. I wrote on here that we're talking about RGB also. So let me do this. So I think if you put this into an F8, then you would have a sharper, where your eyes go right into that area. And right in here is where she's talking about. So let's go 1-to-1. And I love that idea because your eyes go to where things are in sharp. So with that, we would get really sharp and we would go right into the flow of this beautiful poppy. But the main reason why I think, and I know because I've shot tons of poppies, is that yellow is part. When we photograph, it's all about light. Red, green, blue. Red, green, blue make all the colors that come into your camera. And if you see how this is so pretty yellow, and then you've got the green, it's kind of like a green cast to it. If you actually throw one of these in, it will shine light on there, so then the green will be gone. It's kind of technical, but red and green light make yellow, and that's why you're seeing the green. So I'm going to just kind of share with you in the development mode, pretending that this right here is your disc. So all I've done was, if you could see here, to the right, the temp, because I figured if you use like the yellow on here that I shared with you, it will bounce into, the light will bounce in there, and then the dark areas will reflect more yellow than the spectrum of the green. So I hope that kind of makes sense, but that's what's happening. So if you have a reflector, see how it's kind of green, and you just throw a reflector on there, then what I would do if I were you, because you don't have the tripod. So I would, because it's so small, you have your camera, right? You have it around your tripod thing here. You put it on a timer. Take this baby and reflect it on a timer and let it shoot. So play with your reflector, and it will really help with some of the color issues that come into flowers. And I do love your depth of field. I think your composition's gorgeous. That doesn't need to change or anything like that. And I know that the flowers can be more difficult because they have a lot of depth and there's so much going on. But you know what, Elise? You have a great eye. So just go with your instinct and just go ahead and play. And I think that just adding, truthfully, just this little reflector to your process is going to really enhance the flower photography that you do. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it, Elise. You'll be able to play with light too, and then the light also, it can really give you some different depths also with your depth of field. It sounds funny, but it's true. And then there was something else that I wanted to tell you, and I forgot. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But again, that's, if I remember, I see you in the other group, and I will definitely share with you whatever else. There was something else that I wanted to see, and I'm looking at my notes and I can't find it. I'm sorry. But yes, I think that would totally help you, just changing up the light and stuff and just using it. And I think you'll have a lot of fun playing with these flowers. It is a beautiful composition, and I wouldn't change any of that. All I would change is just playing with this. So great job, Elise. And again, it is hard to photograph flowers, so you just keep doing it. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. I have a deep dive on going in my backyard and photographing flowers, so you'll be able to see the reflector and what it does for me. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Brain dead. That will be next Thursday, so if you get a chance, check that out, because it is me just going outside and just playing. Cute. So really hilarious. Let me get her notes. Okay. She says that she was intrigued by the faces of the orchids, and that basically she tried to capture their personality. I'm gonna, yes, she did. Oh. Hey, can you guys see me okay? Let me know if you guys can see me. Never mind. Oh my gosh, I think Ashley needs better internet service. Oh my gosh. And Ashley, check out that email and send out those links that I shared in the emails if you got them. So you could put that in the chat. Another thing too is, before I get started on this, Ashley is going to start writing stuff up on these shows, show notes and stuff, so you guys can always go back with them. So here's Patty. So again, she says, let's go back. I'm losing my train of thought. I was intrigued by the faces of these orchids, and I tried to capture their personality. My main struggle with the image was brightening the flowers without blowing out the yellow. And oh my gosh, I hear you on that, Patty. When we photograph flowers, there's so many of us that have a real difficult time with the yellows, oranges, reds, and it's just oversaturated. It's that sensor just can't handle those colors properly. At least some cameras can't. I think some of the cameras, newer cameras, are getting better with that, but yes, and it can be a problem. So she shot this with her 40D 100 millimeter macro lens, ISO 200. It was at f13 and she was at 1/4 of a second. So she was definitely on a tripod. She cropped and increased contrast and opened up the shadows a bit in Lightroom. So yeah, when you increase the contrast with yellows, it makes things, it could be difficult. So you might want, let me share with you guys some information on camera calibration. And I think this will help when it comes to the actual color issues. And then we'll go into the image. But she's so cute because she says, I really appreciate your thoughts and I have a pretty thick skin, so have at it. Well, Patty, I will have at it, but I'm never really like, oh my God, you suck. I would never be that way. There's always good stuff. And what I like to know, that's why I like to know what you guys are going for, because then it helps me understand what your thought process was. So let's talk now about camera calibration. So again, yellow makes red. So red, the color red and green make yellow, but it's the light color. Okay, so when I'm talking color, I'm talking about the light that comes into the image, not like the like inks. It's more about the color. And so that's why sometimes these things get a little crazy. So the first thing that I would do when I shoot stuff like this, because you can see there's a couple things to help you with these colors. So you could see up here she's lost some details, and it really doesn't matter to me about losing details here, because we know this story is, how cute is this? I mean, with the big ears, the eyes, here's another one to the left. So for me, that's not, it doesn't bug me at all. But in future flower shots, I figured I should talk about this. So what you should do in your camera is you should have a, William says the other things that make sure color balance is correctly set in camera, you can shoot. He's going to tell, he just said what I was going to say. So yes, so what William is saying, and I do this all the time, is I actually have a white cardboard, but what I'll do is I'll take my white cardboard and I shoot to the white cardboard with the light that is basically on the subject. So, I would put this in front of the flower and then I would shoot this first. And then in your camera, you can push a custom white balance and then use that for your white balance. So yes, William, that's exactly what I was going to say. And so that is something that definitely will help for sure. Not only will it help you tone down those things, it helps all around. And I know you're probably shooting raw, so you can fix things on raw. But one thing that I noticed, if it's really blown out, even if you try to push it down on raw, it's just sometimes it becomes a mess. So definitely do a custom white balance in your camera when you get these craziness. Then, if it's still funky, we'll just show you here. Right in here at the bottom, here's your camera calibration. And the camera calibration is super powerful. Now, there's tons of ways to be able to fix your oversaturated or craziness of these colors. But down in here to the bottom, this is where you can really tone things down, okay? So again, we would work with the red and the green because that is what's actually making this image. So when I use this, I use it in teeny little increments. I don't go all the way, unless that's what you want to do. But just to tone, see, you can see how it's oversaturated there. But just to tone it down a little bit if you really are having problems. And then, of course, this is also, if you even this up, if you even this red and the green, then it's the same color as what you were working with. So just to let you know though, but you can play with these and it will help you tone those down, okay? And I mean, what she's basically saying is that when she goes into the tone curve and she wants to push it up, she's losing all this detail in here. And then as you go down, you can see that's kind of just a little too much. It's, but that's what she's saying. So when you do your custom calibration, it will really, really help you. So let's go ahead and talk about the actual image itself, because I really think this is so cute. And I couldn't have, next time I start looking at these orchids, I'm telling you, I'm going to be looking for faces every time. Oh, so cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to talk about the image itself. What I think that might help is this right here. I went ahead and I want to show you the exposure. I put it down a little bit, and this is nitpicky, okay? So before, it's very bright at the top, and I want the eyes to stay down. I don't want it to be lost into the image. So just adding, just dragging this down in over here. Let me show you. Coming down. Here's the other one. Delete that. So dragging this and just bringing it down. My computer is super slow. I guess there's a lot of stuff going on right now because I have 2 cameras. There's a lot of stuff. But just just tone down the light just a little bit. Not even a full half stop. And I think that it will just keep my eyes down low. This is just my personal opinion. When I critique these things, you could take it or leave it, okay? This is just me seeing the image and first impressions. Now, when you do something like this, you have this little corner over here to the top right. You can use the brush tool over here, and down at the bottom it has an erase. And then you can just remove whatever you've done in here. So then this way it doesn't start making this too dark and your eyes will go to the dark. The next thing I would do with this, because I just think it's so adorable, is I would make with the brush, I would make a new brush, and I would turn down your exposure just a little bit, maybe add a little bit of yellow, just a tad, and then I would bring out these eyes. I think they're so cute. So let me see if it's working. Yeah, there we go. So I would personally bring out more of the eyes, and then I would go into Photoshop. I would actually go into Photoshop and see how this has a small cute little face. I would probably just darken this just a tad, nothing crazy, but this is your story. I mean, it's so cute, and I would bring those out for sure. The next thing that I would do with this is, I know what I wanted to say. So I have this here. See how the bottom has a lot of freckles like me? At the top, if you do a dehaze, it's going to bring those out also. See the drastic? So to me, that also kind of brings me into those main subjects, which is the cute little eyes and stuff. And the little and the big ears. It's adorable. So here's like a before and after. See if it does it. Oh my God. There's the before and there's the after. And it's small little changes just to kind of bring me in. Another thing that I would do is our eyes go to the brightest part of the image, sorry. And over here to the left, I do like this because it kind of makes it like it's a hand. But personally, I'm just getting nitpicky because I think this is so darn cute that what I would do is I would probably just even it out so it was more like a straight. So it was kind of like the hand, maybe even adding more of it, or just kind of cleaning it up. And I would definitely get rid of this light area right in here, one little teeny thing. I know that it's a small thing, but your eyes go to it. And really, once you get rid of that, guaranteed, Patty, you're going to be like, wow, that makes a big difference, those little tips. And another thing, I think you probably were cloning something out here. And the reason why I can tell, because it has a little swish, and cloning tools definitely soften things. And you have some grain here, which isn't bad. But what I would do, or I would suggest that you do, is take the clone stamp and take a sample, bring it over here, and then stamp it. Now, if you have that thing that's checked off, and I wrote it because I always forget, uncheck the align sample, because when you start painting it, it might go up in here. So do the clone stamp and start painting this back in. Add the grain back in there. It looks fine. It just looks like part of the body. But it is definitely a gorgeous and a really, really cute image. I really like it a lot. Which would, I don't know. I just love it. I might even bring more clarity out just to bring out the more punches of the face and all that. But again, I really hope that it's really not that much of changes. It's a really, really cool piece. And kudos to you. I mean, you did a great job. And thank you. Totally thank you for submitting your images, ladies. I get excited seeing these photographs, and I love to talk shop, and that's why we do this Macro Chat Live. I think that is it on that one. I'm pretty sure. If you guys have any other questions, let me go over to the next screen, and so you guys can see me. Whoa, I pushed it. All right. Anyways, that was pretty much it. What I see here is I've been on for about an hour, and that's almost about 1:53 it is. And I do want to thank you guys again for being here. It's a huge thing to chat the macro. And if you definitely, come into the Facebook group and look at all those fun images that are out there. We have a new one so you can submit stuff. If you want to follow me on YouTube, it's Sullivan J Photo. Again, I love the critique, so please check out Sullivan J Photography. Macro Chat Live. Macro Live is here. And then what else do I want to remind you guys that hey, it's like two things going at one time. And I told it not to. Anyways, this is a show. If you coming in later in the game, it's a macro photography, a chat, and it's every other Thursday. But remember that I am going on a crazy, Kim, it was very cool images. Really, you're welcome. You're welcome, Kim. Totally appreciate you guys. But yeah, so it's gonna, because I have some stuff planned, I will not be back until July 6th, but cross your fingers. I have to figure out how to do a Skype at the same time so I can get my guest speaker on so she could talk about her amazing, beautiful work. So I plan on having her on July 6th, and cross your fingers because I'm really hoping that I could get this done technically. You are most welcome, Elise. Very, very nice to have you here, and it's so nice to have you in the other group for sure. She says, oh, and my daughter is saying hi. Oh, tell her I said hi. And you're teaching her macro also? Very cool. Very, very cool. Yes, it's in the blood. Ashley photographs too, but she doesn't do macro. But she's a good businesswoman, so I guess I'll give her a break, right? All right, you guys. I totally appreciate you guys being here. And again, if you could share it to people so we can get more mackerel lovers into this show, that would be great. I would totally have a good time. I really do enjoy doing this, chatting with you guys. And remember, truthfully, remember to really express yourself with your photography. 1,000 words does make a difference. Again, I'm Janice Sullivan from Sullivan J Photography, and I want to thank you guys for being here. Have a great day.